Let's see here.
I have some beautiful pictures to share with you still.
Okay, I got Wendy. Hey, Kimberly. How you doing, Kimberly?
Hey, Mason, how's it going?
No, it's impossible to mute you because you talk so much, so we're not going to mute you. In case you want to join in with us. Wendy, I can't see you. Are you there? Oh, she's muted. So, Don, I don't see you on, so I'm going to mute you. And then I got Wendy. I see her initials. This is only a test, folks. This is a test of something we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to test the Zoom. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do some things politically, but actually, we got some other things planned. The problem in politics right now is not this. The problem is not right or left. It's up or down. It's heaven or hell. And we have to start getting back to the real principles and the real problem. I'm not chasing ghosts anymore. I'm not trying to correct folks. The Bible says to stay away from fools, not convince or convert fools. So we're not going to do that. And we have an organization that's already formed, already organized, and we will be doing that. A lot of things to share in a bit. But tonight, though, I just want to talk about some things in general. The election is coming up. In case no one has heard, there's an election coming up, and it's pretty important. And I'm going to talk to you about some general stuff, so you won't get panicky. Because the rhetoric is saying to us that we're losing this. The rhetoric is saying they're going to overwhelmingly beat us. I refuse to believe there's not enough Christians in America to pray for this election. I saw it in the last election. So let's go over a couple of things just in general. First, the polls, folks. Do not believe the polls. If you're listening to the press, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be sad. You're going to be tied up in knots. Their job is to worry you because Christians are not supposed to be worried. We're supposed to be fearless. So if you're worried, you're not worshiping God. If you're worried, you're not in tune with God. If you're worried, you're more concerned with the world than your salvation. So they want you to worry about all kinds of things, the coronavirus, the China virus, your kids on the street, the schools they're going to. They want you to worry. So they got these polls out. But I want you to listen to what they say with the polls. First off, we know they're oversampling. They poll more Democrats than they do Republicans. That's their job. But then the news circle only talks about Clear Politics, the polling that they do for the average, Clear Politics average. What they're doing, folks, they take the average of 8 or 9 of these terrible, inaccurate polls, and they present it to you as an accurate representation of the polling. I've ran for political office more than once, many times. You see it in the background. Bam, Mason for Congress. And I'm gonna tell you, I did my own polling. My polling never reflected the real polls. My polling never reflected the general outcome, never the outcome of the election. They want to lie to you to discourage you. Do not take the garbage. Just look at what the candidates are doing. Look at where Biden's spending his money. Look at where Trump is spending his money. Look at the crowds that gather for Trump as opposed to the crowds that gathers for Biden. Look at black folks demonstrating, protesting for Trump. Look at black folks arguing with, you have never seen black people argue over politics. It's always been Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. So I'm here to tell you folks, I've been doing politics for 45 years now. 45 years I've been doing this. And I have never seen a poll accurate until the last few days because they have to keep their credibility. So they become tighter and tighter and tighter and closer and closer and closer. But you watch the campaigns, Biden is in panic. You watch their surrogates speaking, Biden is in panic. They're polling, even the DNC came out and said, we're not in double digits. Don't believe the polls. Keep working. We're not in double digits. A second thing on that topic. Let me see about my notes here. The voting number. Kimberly, you're making me nervous. You're making me go in circles. What's wrong with you? But the votes, folks, I want you to think about something. They keep talking about these polls. These polls are talking about how many people are going to support Trump and how many people are going to support Biden. It doesn't really matter about the number. Hillary won the vote last time, but did not win the presidency. I will give Biden more votes than Trump, but I will not give him more electoral college votes than Trump. See, it doesn't matter how many people they cheat in California. It doesn't matter. They're still going to get 54 delegates. It doesn't matter. They got 10 million more votes. It doesn't matter how many come into New York. It doesn't matter how many come into Wisconsin. It doesn't matter. What matters is these red states with these blue cities. That's the ones you got to worry about. You got to worry about red Missouri, but blue Kansas City and blue St. Louis. That's what you worry about. It doesn't matter about Illinois, East St. Louis, how many votes come out of Chicago. That doesn't matter. We have to, you poll workers, you have to go to these states in every precinct, and you sit there, you stand there, and you watch that race, because they will steal Texas. They've already found ballots going in the trash can in Texas. They've already found this. They're practicing. In Broward County, they're going to hold, I will guarantee you, they're going to hold the votes in Broward County, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. They're going to hold the count until they see how many votes they need to win. If I was the folks around Tallahassee, if I was around Jacksonville, I would hold my votes too. I would not release my votes until Broward County releases their vote. We saw it in the hanging chads with Gore and Bush. We saw it with Trump. They held their votes. It was the last precinct to report in Florida was Broward County. They got enough voter fraud there to carry the whole state. So you folks in Florida, you pile into that election headquarters, you pile into every precinct, and you become poll workers and poll watchers, and you watch what's going on there. They will do it. They know they can. They're also going to try it in Philadelphia. And they're faking about going after Georgia. They're not going in Georgia. They think Georgia's gone. You just watch where the money, watch where the ads are going, not the rhetoric on TV, the noise. Watch the debates coming up. Now we have to, I'm a founding member of Black Voices for Trump, and I get the little events. I will tell you something. I'm trying to determine. I meant to make a phone call today to see if I could really tell you guys this. I didn't make the phone call, so I think I'm gonna do an audible and tell you myself. There is a very private but not secret group that meets 4 times a year around the country. They're very private. They're very influential. And we had a meeting in Washington, D.C., and President Trump came to visit with us. It was the same day his brother was buried. They opened the hotel was closed until we came in town. They opened the hotel just for our meeting, just for us to stay there. They hired the staff just for those 3 days. And Trump came with the press. That's why I don't mind telling this. Normally, you could not even mention what the group was meeting. You could not even mention the name of the group. I'm not going to do that. But it's a very secret group, very private group that they come in and meet. And President Trump came, and in front of the press, he said something to us. He said that he had evidence, he had enough evidence to believe that there were blue governors that plan on succeeding from the union if he loses the election. They are, of course, many dictators. I can see Gavin Newsom. I can see New York. I can see them saying, we don't respect the election. We think it's fraud and deceit. We're going to secede. What they want to see, folks, is the state National Guards claiming themselves sovereign from the Union, and they want to see the 101st Airborne or federal troops come in and confront them. They want that visual. What I suggested to the president, he don't listen to me. He don't listen to me, folks, but I suggested to the president that any plans on seceding from the Union is conspiracy to commit treason. So if you have evidence that they are planning on doing that, that's a conspiracy. You ought to arrest them as soon as the election is called, march into the office and arrest the governor. I'm serious. If they're going to secede from the nation and start a civil war, you start it early and arrest these clowns where they are. Also, I know the federal government, folks, has infiltrated FTFA. Have you noticed no more riots lately? You might notice that. No more riots. When's the last time you heard about a riot? What's Portland doing? What's happened in Seattle? Where's the Wisconsin riots? Something has happened. First, it's been since last summer that you saw statues being attacked, especially federal statues, monuments, federal courthouses, you don't see that anymore. because they have infiltrated. And when you tear down a federal statue, you're behind go to prison. You don't go to the local sheriff and get bailed out. You're behind go to prison. And they're locking these dudes up, and words got around, we're going to leave the feds alone. When they marched into Wisconsin, it took Trump 2 hours to clean that mess up with the U.S. Marshals. So on the federal level, they're tired of it. But they have infiltrated them. I'm pretty sure they know where the money's coming from. That's conspiracy. That's, matter of fact, probably RICO Act, because they're also conspiring to loot, which is stealing. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if after the election, you find some serious mass arrests on a federal level, which gives them federal time, which means all the time. You do all the time on federal time. You don't do it until you get happy. You do the whole sentence. So that's why you see them quiet now. They're quiet. Enough of their friends have gotten arrested or are knocked on their door in the middle of the night by the police. So they're nervous and they're waiting. Also, I'm pretty sure that the federal government knows where the money's coming from. They know who's funding this. And you may be surprised. You may be surprised who's funding this. These people are well-funded, well-trained. I keep my eyes open. I travel a little bit. And I've noticed something. You see Antifa walking through the airports, and they will, at first they had the little bandanas and they had the little hats on their heads and all that. But lately, they're wearing basically uniforms. They're wearing the same, watch them on TV. They had the same gas mask, very expensive gas mask on. They have a very expensive helmets on. They have a bulletproof vest on. And when you see them carrying guns, they have the same model AR-15. I have an AR-15, same model gun. When you see their side guns, it's the same model side gun, the same model, that's a military. And they march around, and when you watch them protest, watch the protests in the restaurants when they go in and confront people, say his name, say his name. Won't you notice something? It's always a little woman, little black girl, usually, up at somebody's table in the restaurant. She's screaming, say the name, and they're screaming in front of their face. I want you to look behind them. It's always the same people behind you. Usually a big, big black man. He's behind the woman. She's up there screaming and hollering in somebody's face. He's not only her backup, he is her handler. So if you watch carefully enough, watch the raw videos, he will grab her when it's time to back away. I know of a personal incident. I'm not going to tell you who's in charge of it. I'm not going to tell you who was involved with this, but I know of a situation at a restaurant in Raleigh where somebody was approached by these clowns, and the young man who was being screamed at kept his eyes on the dude in the back. He ignored the female. He stood up at his table. He looked over her at the dude and just stared at him and stared at him and stared at him. And what he was saying to him, if it goes down, buddy, it's going to be you, not her. I'm not going to deal with her. I know who you are. I'm going to deal with you. After 5 minutes of her screaming in his face and him looking over her to that dude, he grabbed that lady by the shirt and pulled her back, and he walked away, because they want you to attack the woman first, not the dude. So that's why it's calming down now. It's calming down now because now we're on to them, and we're prepared for what's going to happen after the election. So what I want to talk to you about is preparing ourselves for what happens immediately after the election. Immediately after the election, I suggest that you stock up now on a couple of things. The shortages are going to be artificial, man-made, won't be real, but I suggest that you have plans, especially in certain states and certain cities. If you're in a deep blue state and a deep blue city, be prepared for stuff, because the immediate reaction is going to be anger. They are going to be angry. I infiltrated a Antifa meeting in Raleigh-Durham, and I stood there and watched them speak. And since I was black, they thought I was one of them. And they were talking about, first they were planning the assault with the cops right there, planning the riot that night. What stores are going to happen, how they're going to infiltrate the peaceful crowd. And no one did anything about it. They were conspiring to burn down. They said to their members, they were afraid of us. They're afraid. They see us winning. They're afraid. They think that we're afraid of them. It makes them bolder. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them for a lot of reasons. First, if I wasn't afraid of the Viet Cong at 18, I'm not afraid of Joe Blow down the street at 70. So I want you to be prepared. I would stock up on your essentials anyway. It's always good to have it in place. But secondly, we are preparing to what happens after the inauguration. Once President Trump becomes the president again, what is going to happen in this country? The deep state will turn out then. The deep state with the social media giants on their side will turn out then. The propaganda will be great. So we are preparing for that at Leave the Plantation, my organization, who is sponsoring this Zoom meeting. We are preparing for that by doing something. On our site, leavetheplantation.org, and the sister site, Revelation Gospel Ministries, we are in fact planning for them to shut us down on social media. They've done it twice. I lost 40,000 followers on one group on Facebook overnight and no explanation 2 years ago in October. And 1 year ago in October, I lost another 10,000 followers that shut me down on my other site. What do you think is going to happen at the end of this October, right before the election? They hit us twice, Halloween weekend, both times. They took off hundreds of conservative activists. They shut down our sites, cut off our supplies to our listeners. What do you think is going to happen this October in a few weeks? So we have on our site a place that you can meet and gather your friends together and not be harassed. It's already up. It's already running on the front page of our site, Leave the Plantation. You can now join and bring your folks in and still post your videos from there to Facebook. But Facebook can't shut you down. And Facebook cannot shut you off. We spent a lot of time. We met with the owners of this company. We negotiated with them a good deal with them. And they are conservative Christians. I met with them myself. And they will give us access, and they give you access. You now have a place to store your stuff, to store your people, to store your information off Facebook, off YouTube, independent, and they will never shut us down. So go there, leavetheplantation.org, and sign up. We're still building the Revelation Gospel Ministries. It's going to be a Christian website dealing with politics. And the reason why, by the way, the reason Revelation Gospel Ministries deal with politics is that we are supposed to rule as Christians. We're supposed to rule as Christians. We're not supposed to be ruled as Christians. The tomb is empty. The cross is bare. He has risen. Nothing belongs to Caesar. So why are we surrendering our children to Baal schools? Why are we allowing them to, the Pope today, the Pope okayed same-sex unions. You Catholics, your Pope, while you're out there marching in front of abortion clinics, your Pope is getting closer and closer to approving that too. So we are submitting ourselves to Baal. It's time for the Christians to act like we believe God. It's time that we act like it. Faith is a verb. So Revelation Gospel Ministry will be in your face political stuff from a Christian point of view, in your face. We even got a little thing for you ladies. I think that women have been encouraged to be manly, encouraged to think you don't need a man because the state wants to be your man. So he will take care of your babies for you. You don't need no man. He'll take care of your school for you. He'll take care of educating your kids for you. He'll take care of feeding you. So they say. So we're going to have a section for you ladies, just for you ladies. Those who want the truth right between the lies. If you want an honest man, you're looking at one right now, and we're going to put that together for you. Expect that before Valentine's Day because, we're romantic. What can I say? We're romantic here. One more thing. We're going to have this Zoom meeting regularly on our other sites. Right now, I'm going to put this on Facebook and YouTube to tease folks. This is a test. I haven't promoted it. We got 12,000 followers on our Leave the Plantation, and we're going to have private meetings with them. These are folks that have followed me for years, and we're going to, they know who I am. I'm pretty intense, I've been told. I think I'm a nice, gentle, easygoing guy, but people say I'm intense. I think it's just the tone of my voice. So I'm not really intense. I'm just kind of easygoing. I have social media censorship. First, let's talk about that for a second. Social media does not censor you folks. They're not censoring us. Only your government can censor you. That's a citizen government discussion. They can tell you to take away your books. They can tell you to take away your, the government can censor your newspaper. But Facebook cannot censor you. It's a private company. They can do about what they want. But if they're a news organization, there are things that we can do to them also. We can sue them for lying. But we can't sue them for lying now because Facebook doesn't publish anything. Facebook allows you to publish things. They allow you to put stuff up. So they'll say, hey, we're going to do it this way. So go sue John here down the street. But President Trump and his administration is going to change that. They're going to take away that little protection they have. They're going to take away the tax protection, and they're going to take away the protection against us suing them. They're going to make them a news organization, which means they are liable for everything they put out. And that would change the face of Facebook and YouTube and everyone else out there, Google especially. So that's coming the next term. Anybody notice that the Supreme Court is still liberal? Yesterday, the ruling from the Supreme Court on voting, guess who broke the tie? Roberts. He is not a conservative. The problem I have with the Supreme Court, anytime you have a Supreme Court nominee being evaluated, listen to what they say about principles, what they say about precedents. If he talks about precedents all the time, well, the president says this, there's precedents on a ruling this way. If they're talking about the precedents from doing their job, what they're saying is that the past decisions of other Supreme Court justices will influence their ruling. Folks, that is not what the Constitution says. Slavery was approved by past Supreme Courts. So are you saying you're going to go back and say, well, back in 1862, they said that slavery was black folks were one-fifth of a man. The Supreme Court justice is supposed to look at the Constitution and the original intent of the Constitution. Roberts looks at past Supreme Court cases. So that's why we have this problem now. President Trump may have made an error with Kavanaugh. That's all he talked about was precedents. And that bothers me a little bit. The young Barrett now is strictly a constitutionalist originalist. She believes that founding father got it right, and their intentions had to be protected in the Constitution. She's gonna be tough. She may be the future Chief Justice. That's just tough. But we have to worry about that. Also the debates coming up, and I'm gonna only be, I said half an hour, I got 8 more minutes. The debates are coming up, and they changed the rules. And of course they do that because they're liberal on that committee. I went to the debate they had in St. Louis. I was a guest of the Trump campaign, and my wife and I went to the debate. I noticed something at the debate. It's the same background at every debate. They come in with their little stuff. They set the debates up, same screen, same background, same everything. I noticed they didn't say prayer. They didn't say the national anthem. There was no flag. They had one more debate left. And I called the White House. I called 3 people in the White House that I knew can get word to Trump. I said, please, you want to be historical? This would be history if you did this, Mr. President. If you did this one thing, the next debate. He didn't take my advice because, I'm just me. But what I told him, stand up, Hillary always wins the toss. I don't know why. She always won every toss, even in debates, even the primaries. So she speaks first for 2 minutes, and then the president gets to respond. I would stand up and look around the stage and say, why didn't we have the Pledge of Allegiance? And where's the flag of America? And then reach in your pocket and bring out a flag and say, will you stand and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance? And just start saying it. And now you got a picture. Hillary had to either sit there while they did the pledge or stand being led by Trump. It would have been great TV. But they didn't do it. They thought it was too, they think I'm too aggressive. But what would have been great if he had stood there with the flag. And then when you finish the flag, go in the other pocket and pull out a little, the little stand and put that on the desk and put the flag in the stand so that every picture would have him with the flag and Hillary without the flag. He didn't do it. That'd been great. That'd be great TV, man. But I'm the board thinks I'm very, very radical because I'm right. Why no special counsel for Joe Biden? Why no special counsel for his son? Folks, they're protecting themselves. Republicans and Democrats are protecting themselves. If you put Joe Biden under the bus, then all the dirt they have is going to come to light. So don't expect anything to happen. Don't expect it. But expect a whole lot of firing and a whole lot of resignation after Trump wins. I want to know one more question. Why is it that all these federal agencies, 100% under the guide of Donald Trump, refuse to obey the orders of Donald Trump? Why does the military refuse to do what the president says? Why is the Justice Department refuse to investigate and release documents? He has ordered them to release documents. He hasn't done it. They haven't done it. Why do you allow these clowns to continue to disobey you, continue to leak on you without fighting back? The deep state, folks, is very, very, very deep. But wait till the second term. I want you to understand, folks, I feel very positive not only about Trump winning, but about Trump ruling harshly next election. He has had enough. He has had enough. Trump prays every day. Trump has pastors in the White House, in the Oval Office, holding hands on him, praying over him. He invokes his faith every time they get a chance. He is a prayerful, solemn follower of Jesus Christ. And you can tell he admits what he is doing is because God has opened the doors for him. And God is allowing him to do this. He gives all the power, all the victory, all the honor, all the glory to his Savior. And that's what's going to bring us come through this. If you got any questions for me, folks, my email is real simple. It's mason@leavetheplantation.org. I have 9 books out there that I've written, and COVID-19 has stopped me from traveling to see you, so I don't get the chance to see you and sign the books for you, but you can buy all the books on either one of my sites, ClarenceAMason.com, MasonWeaver.com. It's leavetheplantation.org, RevelationGospelMinistries.org. I got a few websites out there. I make it easy for folks to give me money because I'm a capitalist. I want to make it hard for you. If you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, want to give me some money, you go buy some books. You can do that 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. We have another book coming out. We're outlining it right now. It's going to be a different kind of book. I want to help women. I'm really concerned about how females look at themselves. And we're going to talk to women about marriage and about relationships. And since married women are not children, since married women are adults, we're going to have an adult conversation. We're going to have an adult idea about what the solutions are. We're not going to make it pretty. It may be a little raw for you. It may be a little rough for you. It's up to you. But we're going to have a book on that subject. And we're going to be announcing the formation of an organization to help you ladies kind of get over some stuff. If you want to be a part of it, go to our site, Leave the Plantation, and join up on the mailing list. Join up, because after Halloween, folks, we may not be able to talk to each other. So that's it for tonight. We're going to have another Zoom meeting before we launch this. You got any questions? Did I put the comments up? I got 2 comments here. I see what you're saying. We're going to be, I don't see anybody in the chat room, so maybe you're not recording anything. Great. I will see you guys later. Stay right or be left, because eternity is a long time to be wrong. I know we're all faithful people. We want something, but you cannot receive what God desires for you until you achieve what God requires of you. Stay faithful, stay right. God bless you guys.